Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Look, I'm a little early this week. I normally just begin on at right on time, but I'm 2 minutes early, and I'm here by myself. We got all the ruckus. Y'all know who it is coming. Y'all got me locked out of here. You had known he was got. Y'all can get in. Y'all. I'm sorry. No, come on over here. What's going on, James? You doing good? Let me get myself together. Yeah.
Great evening, everyone. How are you all?
Never
Great evening. How are you all?
Yeah. People just lined up, getting on in here. All right. We have a good show lined up today. Creatures have been crawling about. All right, yeah. Oh, thank you. I don't like this new microphone. I don't like this one. Uh-huh. All right. Good evening, Hinds County, District 66, surrounding areas. This is the Reliable Representation Talk Show. We've been waiting all week to get back to you. So thank y'all for tuning in. And I have my two co-hosts here. We're going to let them introduce themselves. Tell everybody who y'all are.
Great evening, everyone. How are you all?
Well, we're doing fine. All right.
That's good.
All right.
Handy wants me to say my name. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brittany Bowman. I'm the First Lady of the Reliable Representation Talk Show. Nice to meet you all.
And what's your birthday? Your birthday and zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, geez.
November 21st.
Ugh. Okay, all right. And James, you're gonna check in with everybody.
Hello, everyone. This is James Hobson of Hobson Junk Removal. Hope everyone's having a great evening.
All right, and all of our live streaming audience, thank y'all for tuning in. They coming on in here now. All right, so what we're gonna go, I'm gonna let you kick it off this week, Ms. Bowman.
So how has your week been? Would you like to talk about your week?
Of course.
Okay, tell me how's your week been?
Been super busy. You know, we are finally starting to move legislation. So we've had a lot of interesting pieces. The legislation has come through. We have our next deadline, which is going to be the last day to bring our bills out of committee, which is going to be February the 4th. And so we just, full steam ahead up there. We have a lot of groups that have been coming up to visit us. I have a lot of constituents that have come to the Capitol to visit. And just so much has happened this week. We had the Governor Tate Reeves did his State of the State address last night. He does that annually just to talk about, and it's just addressed to the legislators to talk about what his priorities are, to talk about the track record from the previous year and the policies and things that he's going to be working on. So I did had to have the pleasure of attending that yesterday. So it's been just stuff all over the place.
Okay. So how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. This is the first show since the cleanup, isn't it?
It is.
This weekend was good. Cleanup was good. Had a lot of people come out. Had elected officials, where people that were running for office that came out. Mr. Hobson came out and he hauled all of the trash off for us. And this dumpster was a dumpster, the truck, the dump truck. What is it?
Dump trailer.
A dump trailer. Yeah, so it was full to capacity. But he showed up and showed out. And we began calls from people saying, hey, come clean my street up. So you never know, we might be headed your way.
Amazing.
You do want to talk, I'm glad you mentioned what happened this week. So I do want to talk about an issue that we have going on out in the big city of Utica, Mississippi. And Miss Darlene was on, she'll probably get on in a minute. But they have been having issues with the water system out in Utica for several years, 5-6 years or so. And so we actually have people out in Utica without running water. And it's been the water system it's not municipally owned. It's owned by a nonprofit, Reedtown Water Association. So we've been, getting calls. I went and I've met with Reedtown a few weeks ago just to kind of put some things in their ear as to what they could do to solve the solution. The community had a community meeting, and y'all probably heard about it, but they had a community meeting. What was it? Tuesday or so? I think it was Tuesday, and I wasn't able to attend because I had a conflict in my schedule. And, I told them, ultimately, right now we're busy. We're in session. We're busy. But what I do want to let people know is that you're not forgotten. Even though I'm not at every community meeting and every baby shower that you have, just know that I am working on your behalf. I've had conversations today. One of my really good friends called me and said that she has an organization that wants to donate 4 pallets of water to Utica. So we're coordinating to get that water out there to you. But I always talk about when we have water problems and we have our elected officials showing up and passing out water, but we need to find a solution because that's only a temporary fix. So I identified a funding source within the health department that actually funds rural water associations up to $5 million, 1.95% interest for over 20 or 30-year terms. And so I'm getting them in contact. I'm trying to make sure that Reedtown, by being a nonprofit, as long as they have all their paperwork in order, they should possibly be able to get a hold of some of this money. So I just want to throw that out there that, hey, I'm working for everybody in my district, not only the urban areas, the rural areas as well. If you live in 66, I'm gonna do everything I can to, help you with the issues you have. So
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So Mr. Hobson had mentioned about we talked about a giveaway. Yeah, that lost my train of thought.
Mhm.
And so I guess we'll coordinate that with your other friend and see what day or time we can do that. Our schedule best fits.
I'll let you know. She's reaching out to the organization today. She's supposed to let me know more details.
Okay.
But it's just good to have people that that really care. And let's say I didn't call her and say you got any water. She called me like, I got some water for you. Because what you talking about? And she said, told me what the story behind. I said, you know what, this is right on time. At least we can give a little resolve to what they have going on. It's not going to replace the water system, but give these people something. Because I saw one lady was saying that she has to carry water in buckets to her house just to have water, and it shouldn't be that way. Hey there, Miss Mary Bradley from Columbus, Ohio. Hope that you're doing great.
Well, yeah, I do want to thank Satara Patrick, the City of Jackson, Mayor Lumumba, Mr. Cottrell, Mr. Iman Thompson,
Mr. Lee Scott.
Mr. Lee Scott. Who else are we?
Councilman Grizel.
Councilman Dr. G. Thank you. Ward 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely Supervisor Wanda Evers. I thank you. I sent the text message. You came through. Candidate Marcus L. Wallace for mayor. We do want to thank you for your monetary contribution. We do want to say it takes all hands on deck, and we must work collectively to achieve the mission that we're trying to accomplish. Now, to you all that did not show up, it's the perfect time to go my tantrum, huh?
Let's get it. Oh, she can croak up. She waking up now.
So y'all, now we coming out the professional breeding. So all of you all who proclaim you love Jackson, you want to see better. We advertised this for what, about a month or so?
No, we started advertising this last year.
Look, y'all, I knew Mr. Parker was gonna come through.
We started back in probably like November, October, November advertising. We weren't as vigilant as we were towards the end, but we've been putting it out there and we've been talking about it. So it was very well publicized.
So I have a huge problem, and if you want to address it with me, my phone number is 601-421-0877. We advertise this cleanup. A lot of you all are coming on 90.1, stating your fate to claim or why you should be elected. I have one thing to say to you in regards to why some of you all should not be elected. When it comes to public service, it's not a matter of when you feel like it. It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week job if you're really wanting to serve people. You can't say, I want to serve people, but you go ghost when it's time to serve. If you could not physically be present, you could have donated. You could have sent some representative on your behalf, but to not show, it's just like going to work. A no call, no show means termination. What you showed me as a person is, I frankly don't care, or I'm going to show you that I'm not going to participate. A lot of times I don't like certain initiatives that are going on because of my personal agendas that I may have against certain individuals. However, it's bigger than Brittany. So I have to look past my personal feelings and say, what is it really that I'm trying to, or that the group is trying to accomplish? I may not be able to physically go and participate, but I can definitely contribute some kind of way. So to you all that did not contribute, I'm very, 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 very disappointed. I'm heartbroken because it's always African Americans proving ourselves wrong on all levels. We never can come together seem for anything positive. But if there's some negativity, you can guarantee we'll shut social media down with it. And I often use the term, you broadcast my failures, but you whisper my success. That's my mantra. I've been using it for years now, and I'm very, very disappointed. And I would like for you all who did not participate, and you said you want to serve, definitely call in to the radio station tonight and shed light on that. We do have one coming up next month. So hopefully you'll be able to come out and participate as you state your bid to claim on mayor or councilman or councilwoman. But yes, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, and just want to double down on that a little bit. Some people say, well, I didn't get an invitation or nobody told me about it. Well, when you're running for office, you're supposed to be out there with your ear to the ground, and you're supposed to be looking, because when I was running, I went to a lot of stuff that I wasn't invited to and people didn't tell me about. And not out of spite where they're not telling me about it, but it's just so busy. And when you're working on an event and planning an event, you're not sitting there thinking, oh, let me invite so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. But we broadcasted on the show. We had it all over social media. All of us had it all over social media. So
even on the news, because Mr. Hobson was on the news talking about it.
Sure was on the news. And then I did a press release for the news, and they broadcasted the day before. And people, we had a lot of people that came, so we saw it. And, we wanted to come and be a part of this. So we had a great turnout.
And what's more appreciative was for the college students. When the young adults come out and show that they're interested, and a lot of these students from Jackson State, particularly, I think, 3 of mine, they're not even from the area. 2 of them are from up north, Wisconsin, and they came out to clean up because Jackson State is near and dear to them. They came from up north to come way down here to go to school. Could went anywhere else to go to school, but they chose here, and they did come out because I stated, hey, if you come out, when you need me, because I'm quite certain you're going to need me sometime in this 4-year journey, then I'll be able to reciprocate the kind deed to you. So they came out because I explained to them the purpose of community service. So they did not have a problem in coming. But to us who are Jackson bred, it's very disheartening that you get on social media, you complain all the time about what people are not doing. And didn't see any of you all out there. But I'm talking about y'all beat social media up talking about this and the candidate ain't doing this and the candidate. But you didn't come when it was free. And then they had food, and the food was good.
The food, what they had was barbecue, had fish, had a junk pot. You can sell my junk pot. You'd have ate it by now, man.
I gave the cable.
But they had food on top of food. And they
Fabian brought food in his truck.
And so we were very well received. The church over there, they received, the pastor was there, prayed for us, and it was just like I said, it was a good event. And I was telling everybody that morning, I woke up and I looked at my legs and it said 19 degrees. I started to crawl up under the bed, but I said, you know what? I got to get out of here. I got to go. And we got out there, and it warmed up when we got out there. So y'all, please start getting involved. Stop all this complaining and going on social media complaining about stuff, because that's not going to solve the problem. And the way that they got on our radar is people were calling into the show telling us about how the area looked, and we showed up and did what we need to do. All right, then we got a call coming in. We're gonna see. Hang tight. Okay, I wonder who it is. Yeah. So
my whole point of it is, besides that, because I got tickled because I just read a message where somebody just apologized and said, I should have known that you were going to call me out. And so I said, yeah, because the goal is to call everybody out who did not participate. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason why you did not participate, I definitely want to tell you that I take offense to it, because I put a lot of effort, a lot of work into it. And I think that you all should have participated.
I'm trying to see.
Okay. He's Sheriff too. He got another event.
All right. Hey, Sheriff, what's going on? What we do? We ain't no trouble over here, are we?
Hey, man, no trouble on y'all in. Hey, but it's still a little early now. It's just 6 o'clock, so keep it in line now.
Yeah, the street lights come on and tell us what we can get into then.
What's going on?
So thank you for calling, Sheriff. Tell us about the new app that you have. I know you're more familiarized than we are with it. So tell the people what can be done and how the app can be used.
So the app is something that we purchased a while back. We just finished the developing phase with it. So if someone has a smartphone with a Apple or Google Play. They can go online and they can download this app to their phone. This app gives them a direct link to the sheriff's office. They will see fugitives that are wanted. It connects our social media pages and sex offenders, the jail information, and it gives you information on how to join the Hinds County Sheriff's Office, along with the platform where you will be able to provide compliments and complaints regarding the Sheriff's Office. So it's very good. Of course, you know, in this day and age, so much is technology based. So many people operate simply by a cell phone that's in their hand. So what better way to connect to the people of Hinds County and really all over the state of Mississippi and perhaps the country by having our own app for the Hinds County Sheriff's Office.
That is great. And what is the name of this app so we can tell people how to get it?
The name of the app is Hinds County Sheriff.
Perfect.
Hinds CO Sheriff is the name of the app. So if you go to your search menu and put that in, the app will come up. It'll be blue, and you'll see the Hinds County badge on there.
Perfect. That is great. And that's what I'm talking about. We getting Hinds County into the 21st century, finally. So that's really good.
Well, I do want to say congratulations, 25 years of service. You can go on home. I'm talking about
No, he going home.
Well, he already said, friend, I'm not going home. But I want to congratulate you on being a young man, a young example to our other fellow Black people to let them know anything is possible. So thank you again for your service.
Yeah, thank you. And like I said, you know, just to be able to reach a 25-year milestone, you know, I'm 47 years old. And 25 years, that shows you I've been doing this over half of my life and probably the majority of my adulthood. So it's just a good feeling, but by no means is this hey, I'm giving up, I'm about to give up. No, by no means. But it just feels good to know, first of all, that the Lord has kept me safe to bring me home to my family for 25 years. But my years of service are not nearly over at this particular point. I will continue to serve, and I look forward to continuing to serve many, many more years.
And we look forward to continuing to support you when you run for re-election again and anything that you need now, because you're doing a great job down at the Sheriff Department. We could not have a better sheriff than you.
Thank you so much. And you keep up the great work at the Capitol, and we're looking forward to the outcome of the legislative session this year and how we can benefit and continue to work together between our state partners and our local officials.
Absolutely. But look, I'm fighting for Hinds County every single day, and we'll continue to do that.
Well, we appreciate you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sheriff, for calling in.
All right.
All right. I think we got another caller on line one. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Representative Nelson.
This voice sounds
familiar. How you doing?
Oh my goodness, how you doing? Doing great. I knew this voice sounded familiar. Wow, yeah, that is great. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. How's everything going?
Everything is going great. I'm watching y'all live, and I just wanted to say you're doing a great job. Your co-host is doing awesome, and I did see you on the news the other day, and I'm super proud of you and all your accomplishments.
Oh, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. We're just going to keep on working hard for the people. That's what I was put there to do, and I'm going to continue to do it every single day.
Well, yes, and I know how much you love District 66, so we're rooting for you at Book and Crime Media. And we also, at the Pod Festival on March the 23rd, we want to personally invite you in District 66 to come out to the RSVP Ice House. And it is also sponsored by Stephen James Foundation. And it's going to be from 3 to 7. It's a public event. It's free to the public. And I hope that you can come out and everyone.
Okay, yeah, send me some information on it. Definitely want to get it posted and see if we can come by and show y'all some District 66 love.
What's the date of the event again?
It is March the 23rd.
Okay.
It's 3 to 7. And the tickets are on Eventbrite. You can just RSVP and I'll send you the information.
Okay, well, we appreciate the invite.
All right. Well, thank y'all, and y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you. All right, so we had 2 calls a day. All right, where everybody? Oh Lord, when I say the phone start blowing up. No, some people really. I'm not feeling.
Get ready to get started.
I can't deal with Don tonight. No, not tonight. All right, so
Washington D.C.
oh, that yeah, I forgot, but that is just
That was
absolutely
very sad.
heartbreaking. And our thoughts and prayers are with those families. I think it was 60 people and 4 flight attendants, so 64 people on that American airline flight, and there were 3 military members in the Black Hawk, and one of them was from Mississippi.
I saw that.
I don't have his name right now. I don't have much information, but we definitely want to keep them lifted up in prayer. And in a way, it was a freak accident the way that happened. Like, so we're going to get into that a little bit later when we get some more details. I kind of have my suspicions about something, but I don't want to put it out there yet. But I kind of know how that happened, and it's sad. We got to do something because that's something that shouldn't be happening. You know, a collision that right at the airport like this. So we're praying for the families.
Definitely. We do want to talk about our candidates. So if there are any candidates that are running for any offices
What's going on with you, Mr. Sean Pope?
Anywhere, we definitely want to invite you on the Reliable Representation Talk Show. Definitely text me, preferably before calling, so that I can add you to our calendar. Text does work better than calling. I have a lot of things on my agenda, so I want to make sure I'm able to attend to your request.
You're tired of talking to them car warranty people, aren't you? Them random numbers that call you.
Yeah, that too.
AARP called me.
And then he leaves all type of voicemails on my phone as well, you all. So I have to screen my calls.
And I send a little voice message too through your text message. I know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, he does.
Hey there, Ms. Doris Glenn. How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. But yeah, that's a big topic. So tomorrow at 5:00 p.m. tomorrow, qualification deadline ends for those that are seeking office. So we will know everybody that's seeking office on the municipal level. I am very, very excited about that. And we have a surprise for y'all in just a little while. We have a person that's running for office. I'm not going to tell you who it is. We got to stay to find out. But tomorrow is the deadline. So we're going to know who's going to be running for what. And yeah, we're ready to see. Are you excited, Ms. Bowman?
I am, because I want to know who all is on the list, and then I want to be like Santa, check it twice. So I want to see.
You got to check it 3-4 times around here. Twice ain't gonna be good enough. You got to check it. And I'm really I will be involved heavily in these municipal elections, because people that are coming into these offices are people that I'm going to have to work with, and we're going to have to work together to move our city and district forward. And so that's very important that we get good people that understand government, understand policy. And one big piece of running for office, especially when we're talking about city council in Jackson, is going to be understanding budgets, how budgets work, and understanding that you can't say, I'm gonna go out here and we're gonna buy 500 brand new police cars. We don't have the money for it. So that's something that we're gonna really be paying attention to, and be careful about, who we're supporting, because we want the right person in those seats so our city can thrive. Because Jackson can be, oh my goodness, it can be so great when we have the right leadership in place.
Well, before we get too far into politics, we definitely want to extend our condolences to the young lady who lost her life in Canton due to the domestic violence situation. Very sad. Mom leaves 3 children behind. So 3 children have to grow up without their mother. I'm not certain of the ages of the children, but I did see some video footage of the young man, and I was very sad. And it lets you know it's so easy to get on the wrong side of the fence for whatever reason, whatever those obstacles or isms are there out there that cause it, but to take a mother away from their child. So you all, this is a little sad sob story, but not sob, but anyway, if it doesn't work, I promise you can start over. Somebody else out there love you. I don't know who it is, but just ask God to send you somebody, and that person will fill in the void of whatever you're missing in your life. But you got to be patient, wait on God. But definitely don't take somebody's life. It's not worth it, I promise. Get up, move on, move to another state. Me and Fabian talk often. We both went through heartbreak, hardship, and we laugh about it now.
So thank the Lord that we're out of it.
Late at night, we cry on the phone together. We were like, friend, I did this. We were like, yeah, friend, you did. And we laugh about it now, but at that time, it's not funny. But God will send you people through your life that'll help you get over that hump, you know, because all of us have been in a state where you feel like I wasn't beautiful enough, I wasn't small enough, why he doesn't like me or why she doesn't like me. You know, you feel like you're bringing everything to the table, but that person is still venturing out. I promise you, it's not you. If something else has their attention, and whatever it is, you can go get a makeover and they still not gonna want you. If they don't
want you, they're not gonna want you, period.
Right. So there's nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
So definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to their family.
And back to domestic violence. So I have a domestic violence bill that I authored this session. Actually, I'm bringing it out of committee Tuesday. And so Tuesday, we're going to be bringing this bill out of committee. And once we bring it out of committee, it's going to go onto the floor. And I'll be bringing that on the floor sometime soon. But we definitely have to get some good legislation in place to really figure out what we can do in regard to domestic violence. And so we'll talk about domestic violence piece a little later because it's kind of in depth. But thank you for bringing that up and mentioning that that young lady. That
was heartbreaking.
You know, she's doing the right thing, getting up, going to work to take care of her family, and you have this crazy person go and kidnap her and take her life. So it's
something's going on upstairs with him as well. So.
It is, and I hope he does not see the break of day ever again for what he did to that young lady, because that's just
I don't
so
want
sad.
him as a judge in Haynes County. He gonna throw the book in.
I don't throw the whole bookshelf. Somebody coming there doing that. That's what needs to happen. We got to really start making sure that we're holding people accountable, and properly sentencing people. And we got so much to do. Now, we did have a domestic violence bill, but we didn't. The Senate had one. So I want to put this out there because the narrative is getting changed around, as always. This bill was authored by, I think, Senator Hill, and it was ultimately going to make some offenses that are related to domestic violence felonies. So we had some senators that voted against it, and they voted against it because their thoughts on that was, we don't need to only punish, we need to figure out a way that we can rehabilitate people. Mm-hmm. And so their argument is that we need to put programs in place other than trying to just lock a person up. Of course, they do need to go to jail. So that was a little bit of pushback. So they're spinning the narrative that these people don't care about domestic violence and the victims, and that's absolutely not the case. Now, what my bill does is it establishes a task force to investigate fatalities related to domestic violence. So then we can start making recommendations as to laws we need to update or change, or it may be some things that we need to increase to a felony, but we need to really dig into this issue more besides just, just going after, making things felony. Because what we do see is sometimes these things are weaponized. These laws are, they're played around, and they use these to criminalize a person that probably shouldn't be. So that's a little take on that. Any comments on that?
So I'm ready to get into our kids. So we have Miss Jasmine Barnes. She's running for Ward 1 City Council. You gonna move over here? I'm gonna move over.
Okay.
Yeah, she's super smart. Oh, Miss graduate. Girl, I couldn't get a scholarship to Ole Miss.
Ain't no thing I love. Wait a minute.
She ain't got no Miss Jackson on this.
Oh no, you can't come on the show. We're sorry, Miss Barnes. We appreciate
Listen, y'all,
you.
she's super smart. Listen, top 40 on the floor. Baby, how we get top 40 on the floor? We was ain't doing no work right here.
Oh no, and I'm not gonna do it for that. Is it too late to get in there? Because I'll be 40.
Right, in July, you'll be 40. Oh, well, listen, you all jokes aside, but I'm really, really thrilled to have Miss Barnes here. She was actually texting me last night saying, hey, got somebody good, you all need to let her come on and share her platform. So again, thank you, Ms. Barnes, for volunteering your services. Say, hey, I'll be there. So her push card simply says Jasmine Barnes, Ward 1 City Council. She's a certified public accountant. Girl, you super smart. You do numbers.
Oh, an accountant.
Right.
I need you help with my taxes.
right.
We're looking for
like, shoot, every year look, expert in auditing and financial oversight.
Now, wasn't I just saying that city council need to understand budgets?
You did say that. So impressive. Basketball coach.
Expert in
I
auditing.
need to be out there so I can lose some weight, but okay, I got it.
An expert in auditing. We need some stuff audited around town.
Meal staff. Yeah, I'm gonna slide out the way. The church announcer clerk. I'm going out the way. I'm gonna allow Jasmine to come on and tell you all why she's running, what she got going on. And I'm gonna move out the way. I'll let her represent Nielsen go tit for tat.
All right, going on over to the mother's board.
Oh, see y'all. Let me cut my video off, y'all. That's what I'll do.
Go on and get to rocking when you get over there. Rocking them on. Wow, this is a really some good stuff right here.
Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Barnes, welcome to the Reliable Representation Show. Are we your first stop?
You are my first
You
stop.
came to the right place. You came to the right
First
place.
stop. I'm gonna try to get everything set up for
Oh,
my
Okay.
page. Just
Uh,
a second, I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine. Take your time. Yeah, take your time, y'all. We definitely are happy to have candidates that are coming on here to share that platform, and we have an open invitation. That doesn't matter political party, political affiliation. We want you to come on here and get in front of the people and let the people know why they should vote for you, because we don't want somebody to get in office and they say, "Well, I don't know who that is." But so we're going to do everything to amplify every single person that's running for office. So if you're running for office, please reach out to us so that we can get you scheduled to come on this show. And we are going to kick it off with Ms. Barnes in just a moment. Yeah, she getting everything set up. She came in here ready today. All right, Ms. Barnes, tell us a little bit about you.
All right, so my name is Jasmine Barnes, and I'm running as City Council for Ward 1. I was born and raised in Canton, Mississippi. I moved to Jackson at a fairly early age. I'll say back when Byron was first getting developed, I grew up in a neighborhood called Owens and Chapman's Estates. And I went to Terry High School, graduated from Terry High School and went to Ole Miss, got my accounting degree from Ole Miss. And once I graduated from Ole Miss, I went and started right into public accounting. And that's kind of where the foundation of my career started. I started as an intern, working on internal and external audits, worked there for a few years and transitioned all the way up to a senior associate where I was actually leading internal and external audits. And so, and my career just matriculated from there. And so my foundation, being in public accounting, that has really allowed me to be able to see things from multiple different sides, and I enjoy it so much. And so I definitely feel confident in my ability to be able to come in and be able to create change in space. With my platform, it's definitely centered around fiscal responsibility, because let's just be honest, funding is a huge issue for the city of Jackson, right? And with that, a good chunk of that comes down to the fiscal responsibility. So we do need to have accurate and timely financial reporting, because as you know, we do rely heavily on grants. At least we want to rely heavily on grants, right? But in order to even be able to get grants, you have to have your timely financial reporting. And even from a planning standpoint, from a long-term operational standpoint, you want to be able to have financials on time. And so with us being in 2025, we just got the financials for 2022, right? So it's not really much we can do. We're always going to be operating from a place of vulnerability. And so that's going to be my number one key. Before I even come in and try to say, oh, we're going to do a park, or, oh, we're going to do this, we have to get the financials squared away. Once we get the financials squared, we'll go into infrastructure. And so for me, I approach infrastructure two different ways. I consider it to be short-term and long-term. So an example of a short-term goal would be street markings, right? So for me, when I go and I pick up my kids from school, the museum, I'm struggling to see on the road. I'm trying to drive. I have glasses on sometimes. It's dark. It gets dark at 5 o'clock.
And don't let it rain.
Well, listen, I wasn't going to say that, but since you wanted to paint the picture, but no, it's a struggle always driving, trying to get home, right? And then if you're zigging and zagging, trying to avoid potholes, I mean, it feels like a jungle sometimes trying to get home. And so I do think that we can prioritize some of those funds to at least so where residents can see some immediate things while we're trying to figure out how we can get other things situated. So a long-term goal would be repaving Ridgewood Road or repaving Old Canton Road. And so I think that it's important to be able to communicate to residents what's realistic, right? So we want to see infrastructure change. I'm not saying we're going to come in and be able to repave something this year, but we can go ahead and start. Again, it's going to always tie back to the fiscal responsibility for sure. So fiscal responsibility, going into infrastructure, then going into public safety. People want to feel safe. And I know particularly from speaking with people in the ward, the driving could be horrendous, right? A lot of it does have to do with infrastructure. I have to be, honest in that, especially I go down Old Canton Road every single day, trying to get on I-55, and I'm always having to swerve and do all of these different things because the road's not smooth. And so I definitely think that just from the day-to-day interactions that we have, public safety is definitely going to be key For me, I'm really big on exercise. I'm really big on fitness. I've done the 75 hard challenge. I like to walk in my neighborhood. But there are some parts of the ward I can't walk in because there are dogs everywhere, there are cats everywhere. So to me, we do have to have humane animal control services. So a lot of the things that are implemented in my platform is just because I'm embedded in this city. My life is embedded in this city. And so even some of the concerns that I have as a resident, as I started to build out my platform, I really wanted to make sure that I could hit and be realistic in how I can solve that issue as a councilwoman, right? And so if you think about how I can solve that issue, that would be holding people accountable. But for me, my platform is based on accountability because accountability to me is not a bad thing. It would never be a bad thing. It's always about collaboration. And as long as you're able to effectively communicate with people in a respectful manner, I really do think that we can get anything done. So we started with the fiscal responsibility, tied into infrastructure. Then we had the public safety. Then we'll go into economic development. So, because of course you can have businesses, right? But if the streets are jacked up, if people don't feel safe, they're not going to go. So just for example, I've been doing some canvassing earlier this week. I've talked to residents in my ward, outside of my ward. People don't feel safe going to certain places. And so to me, instead of investing in funds to go into parks, you have to make sure that people feel safe going to the parks. So that's why even when I built my platform, I want to approach this from a pillar approach, starting again with the fiscal responsibility, going into the infrastructure, going into public safety, then economic development, and ending it off with recreation.
All right. So Jasmine Barnes for Ward 1. Well,
I know, I'm sorry, I just kind of came like right on it, but I'm very serious about this. I do have a vision, and I put in the work, and I feel very confident. And it definitely would be an honor to be chosen by Ward 1 to be able to represent this city. I feel confident in my ability, and I'm just willing to do whatever to talk to whoever I can, so people can feel comfortable with me, and we can just go from there.
That is it. Hey, I want to definitely say good evening to Doris Glenn. Thank you for tuning in, as well as Miss Marsha Mag. Miss Mag, thank y'all for tuning in. And so I'm looking here at your at your platform issues, and the things that I see on here as I look at it, like, these are things that are attainable. Like, these are things that we can do. These are the basic things that we need. And I've been saying that for the longest, that whomever is running for office right now in the city of Jackson need to look at the small stuff and stop going after huge stuff that'll never happen. We're going to build a football stadium. We're going to put a amusement park. So it's good that, you really understand the backbone as to what we need. Transferring the vacant properties and the assets. We got some legislation now that we're working on. We just passed it today for tax forfeited properties, trying to streamline that process and get these back on the books and back in the hands of owners that are going to come in and revitalize. And so these are things that are definitely needed. Like, I never thought about animal control. And we do get calls all the time by people and dogs, not doing what they're supposed to do. Over in your neighborhood, wasn't it y'all having problems over there? Over in Willowwood had problems, with dogs. So you definitely have a very strong platform.
I just want to keep reiterating the pillar approach, because again, things are going to take time. And so I think that it's crucial for residents and for citizens to understand that you're not going to be able to come in and solve everything all at once. That's why I keep tying everything back into the financials. Any issue that the city of Jackson has is going to always tie back to the financials, which is why I feel so confident in my ability, because that for me, I have a strong auditing background. I've been an auditor for a decade. And so I know the importance of having those internal controls, because we talk about operations in the city. So it's not just about financials, right? It's just about something as simple as an invoice being paid.
Yes.
Those are type of things that leave our city very vulnerable when we can't keep up with basic things like that. But it's all about being collaborative. But those are things that are going to impact citizens on a day-to-day, right? If I have an issue, or if I'm a business owner and I want to go and get a zoning permit, I'm trying to call, I'm going through hell or high water. And even me, I've had my own frustrations as a citizen, right? If I'm trying to get something resolved, I'm getting on the computer and I'm trying to see, okay, how can I get this done? Okay, let me call this person real quick. Okay, let me transfer here, transfer here, transfer here. I mean, it's a lot, right? But these are things that are impacting us on the day-to-day. So at the end of the day, I'm going to always go back and I'm going to reiterate the financials and the operations, because in all of that, for the most part, a good chunk of it can be found in the audit report. But I just had that experience, and it's something that I love to do. I'm so passionate about it. And so I just, like I said, I just hope that even with now and throughout my campaign journey, that residents can just see that not only am I qualified to do this, but I'm just so passionate about it.
A lot of people don't understand like the budgeting process, and they don't understand like how it is when you're applying for grants and loans and things of that sort. And we're dealing with an issue right now. I won't go into the names of anything, but ultimately a project was a $10 million project was awarded. We were awarded a grant for $10 million to go and do this particular project. And so, you know, what they'll do is they'll repay you, reimburse you after the fact, some instances. So the work was all done. And when it came time for reimbursement, they're not wanting to reimburse because proper protocol wasn't followed in the procurement process. And so it's important that you have people actually know, understand, that read, and can go through this process, because if not, you know, similar things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And that $7 million is ultimately is going to probably filter back down to taxpayers some way or another, and you know, getting that taken care of. So that's important. Understanding budgets, understanding where you can take from and where you can't, as being able to say we need to do this, but we can't do it.
Yeah.
Because
And you want to know that I think is key, because even when you talk about grants, I think that is key to be honest and transparent with citizens, right? So even if we say, okay, we're getting grants have so many different requirements. Like you have to have grants that are on, you know, you have to have your financials done on time, right? But you also have matching requirements. And so not too long ago, I'll probably say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, the city ended up returning funds that had been sitting for like 2 or 3 years because they didn't have the matching funds. So even if we say, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to get grants, before we start communicating that to residents, we have to make sure that we're in a position to even satisfy and get the funds first. Because if that's the case, a year rolls around, we don't get the funds, and now we look like what? We're dishonest. Mm-hmm. So, but all of that is intertwined within the budget process. So even if I look at the actual numbers and it says, okay, we didn't get this grant, then when I'm looking at the budgeted numbers for the next couple of years, I don't want to see that number on that line item because we don't have it. It's not justified. There's no justification for it. So I think just coming in with that fresh perspective is something that the city needs. And like I said, you know, I enjoy it. It's something that I've been doing for over a decade. And, you know, and it would be an honor. Like I said, I just keep reiterating that because I think that people, you know, I understand that people are skeptical. I understand that people are frustrated. And so, you know, for me, that's why when I got the call to come and be on the show, you know, for me, if I'm running for office, it's my job to prove to the citizens that I deserve to be in this seat. So.
That is it. And like you said, money being returned. So we had some money that came to the city of Jackson a few years ago, maybe a year or two ago, but it was coming to the city for some restoration in a few parks. And the money was never utilized. And so ultimately the city had to return that money. It came back to the state. So we have to, there we go. That's my friend, Ms. Darlene Wilson from Utica, Mississippi. Thank you, Ms. Darlene, for tuning in this evening. So yeah, it's important to understand that. Can you tell us Ward 1, like the boundaries, so people will know if they're in Ward 1 or not?
Sure. So Ward 1 starts at the county line area. So where Burlington's, that whole entire area, it starts there. You have Fair Orchard, Ridgewood Road. I stay in North Point community. It's going to include, we have 44 neighborhoods. So of course I'm not going to be able to name every single one, but we have the Country Club of Jackson, that whole entire area, and it goes all the way over to Eastover. So it's a very big ward. I consider it to be one of the most diverse wards in the city. There's a lot of opportunity there. So yeah, that's Ward 1.
See, I could have been one of your constituents. I used to live over there off of Cannon Club over on Deer Trail years ago. Yeah, like I used to live over there because somebody listen to this station gonna call and say Fabian Nelson living in North Jackson. Let me repeat. I used to. I'm in Byram now. Okay, I live in my district. All right, so yeah. I just had to clear that because I'm telling
you gotta go ahead.
They'll take it and run with it.
Hey, I get it.
It will
I'm
be
all about transparency, so just go ahead and clear it up right there on the spot.
And that's it. That's the good thing, you know, being transparent, especially when you're in office. You know, put it out there, and you know, just be real and genuine with people because that's what people want. They want transparency. So I think that that's great.
And I think that that's going to be key because I'll be quite frank, I do think that we have a way to go, right? But it's about having a plan in place and just everybody being on board. It's going to take accountability on a lot of sides now, and I learned that because even just with me door knocking and canvassing earlier this week, and it's been funny kind of interacting with neighbors and people who having to admit like that the driving and stuff is not as good. Like, the driving in the ward can be a little horrific. I mean, especially when people are trying to get to school, trying to get to work and all these different things. And so, some of the initiatives that I have with some of these traffic calming measures and different things like that. I mean, it's going to take a little accountability on both sides if we really want to shift the culture, right? So if we say, hey, we want to have a park here in 2 or 3 years, we can't have people going 40 or 50 miles an hour on the road. Somebody end up getting hit. So again, that's why I keep going back to my pillar approach, because it's just going to take everybody, right? Everybody does have a part to play in it. But I think that as city councilwoman, as long as I continue to be transparent even throughout my campaign, and like I said, if my residents decide to honor me and give me their vote, then I'll show them what we can do.
I want you to tell us why now running for office. What made you decide that you want to go on this journey?
I just couldn't wait another 4 years. And I'll be honest too, just kind of being in spaces and hearing like Jackson kind of be like that, laughing like that, running joke, just little things like that. I'll be honest, it just, as somebody that's in this city and know that there are great potentials in this city. I mean, I've built an incredible life here. I like to shop here. I have certain spots, even within the ward, that I like to go, right? But I do think that there's more. I don't necessarily want to go all the way on the other side of town. If I want to go and hang out with my friends or something like that, I kind of want to go and explore County Line Road a little more,
It's really, really, really sad that if you want to go out and do something, you have to leave the capital city. So we got to get businesses back, back here in the area. Things to do.
I think the biggest thing too, or the biggest takeaway that I want people to know about me is that I'm definitely going to listen. And I'm very big on just making people feel like their voices are heard, but I also don't like to waddle. So I emphasize that I do think that there's a way out. I'll listen to the problem, and I've spent some time, reviewing financials, and that's why I just keep emphasizing it so much, because there's even only so much that you can do when you're just getting 2022, we're in 2025, and then the budgets are not totally solid the way that you want. And so that's really just like in essence what my campaign is about, like action today for Jackson tomorrow. Like we have to take action. And so for me, I mean, I'm so passionate about this and I've been working on it for so long, but I don't know. I just couldn't wait another 4 years.
But I understand. Is this your first time ever running for anything?
This is my first time running. And honestly, I don't know. We'll see.
And I mean, that's great, because we need like fresh faces. We need fresh leadership. And, when I was running, a lot of people ask, I'm sure people probably ask you this, like, hey, you ran for something before? Are you currently elected?
Yeah.
And I was, I'm kind of holding my head like, no, I'm not. They're good. That's what we want. We don't want people that's been around forever. We want new people and new energy. So that is definitely a positive thing. And especially, I know your district very well, and it's a very vibrant, not up and come, but it's a very vibrant area. And I think people are ready for some new, fresh leadership. Going in there and really doing some good things. Y'all, I feel really good about this candidate. I can't vote for you, but I feel really good about you from this meeting. And people normally don't get that out of me. It took a while.
Okay, well, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, but I feel really good. I love your platform. Just your vision for this city is, this is what we need: support small businesses with funding, mentorship, and resources. This is all really good issues and things, sidewalks, and definitely I'm going to help you, because we'll go ahead and speak into existence. Once you're elected, I'm going to help you with some of this stuff, because I see a lot of areas that the state can help on some of these things that you're doing, around the city. What would you say the biggest issue? Let's just talk about the city as a whole. What would you say the biggest issue in the city of Jackson is right now? I know there's so many. We got to figure out which one is the biggest one, because some stuff.
I'm still gonna tie it back to the financials, because we're just so vulnerable. Even if you think about any anything from an external standpoint. We just have to get to a place where, from an operational standpoint and from a financial standpoint, we can do what we have control over,
Okay.
and we do have the power to do that.
And so I'm guessing they have, I guess, budget analysts in the city right now, or how does that process work with the budget? It's kind of, I know how we do it. I'm just imagining a city as big as Jackson. I guess
From what I've read, they do the budget on a quarterly basis, and
Okay.
I think they present it and they vote on it and they decide if they want to revise it or not.
okay,
And that's just kind of up to the budget division on how in depth they go. And I've seen they do like PowerPoint presentations and different things like that. And I've got a copy of the budget from what I've seen. But it's just kind of hard to really comment on it too, just because again the financials are late. So until we get to a place where they're, at least up to maybe within a year, then we could probably have a better conversation about it.
yeah, and that, like you said earlier, that affects funding because you can't apply for a grant if you don't have audited financial statements. They're gonna say, well, you got to have your auditor.
That's really the key. And truthfully, when it comes to infrastructure, that's what makes it so sad, because there are there's a ton of money out there for infrastructure and some of these things. Even when I've been talking to different business owners and they want to see sidewalks and they want to see all these different things. I mean, Jackson doesn't have to have money for all this stuff, but we just gotta get it up to date and see how bad it really is, and just figure out a plan to move forward. But we have to get out of this cycle of just kind of being so reactive to everything. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be tough, but it has to get done. We just can't continue to just kind of let this snowball go. Continue. It's just, enough is enough. At least for me, I don't know about anybody else, but I know for me, I couldn't sit back and just kind of every single day, it's just something,
That's what you're saying. Everything is spot on. So it boils down to the dollars, watching the dollars, and making sure we're doing what we're supposed to do with them. I think we have a caller. Let's see here. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Yes. I was calling to find out who is the two people that's on the air.
All right, so
it's a young lady, and she's running in Ward 1, and I don't know where she's running because I caught some of the information in the Miller part.
okay, yes, ma'am. Her name is Jasmine Barnes, and she's running for Ward 1 City Council in the city of Jackson.
She's running for Ward 1 Council?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. And who is that her advisor is?
I'm the host. My name is Fabian Nelson, so I'm the host of the radio show.
Oh, Fabian Nelson. Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was just listening. I'm listening at it now. I'm gonna get back to it.
Okay.
But you say her name again
It's Jasmine Barnes.
Jasmine Barnes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. That's a name to put that in, keep that in your mind. She's up and coming, so make sure you remember that name and tell everybody.
I sure will. I sure will.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for listening.
You too. You have a good one.
All right, you do this.
Bye-bye.
All right, goodbye. All right, Jazz, you get in the fan club already, Jasmine. Jasmine.
I was like trying to breathe, like I didn't know what was about to come on the other end of that line.
we never know when that phone rings.
Yeah, I'm like my heart was racing.
When that phone ring, and some folks they get bored and want to play on the phone and call
Oh,
the figures.
man.
So I was just,
I'm telling you.
I'm surprised that we hadn't had them, but we can handle them. Well, we can handle them when they call in here.
Well, I want anybody's voice to be heard. I mean, so as long as somebody's, physically putting me in danger, I mean, I'm willing to listen to anybody. Because like I said, I mean, there's a lot going on. People are frustrated. And so it does take a certain level of emotional intelligence to be able to just kind of walk in and understanding that. And you do have to have a certain level of humility in that too, even as a leader. And so, and I'm fine with that. That's something that I embody, in my personal life, my daily life. People can tell you that. So it really wouldn't be any different.
All right. Well, Jess, I want you to go and just sum it up, tell people what they need to do, and let you sum it up.
All right. Well, you can visit www.jbarnes4ward1.com if you'd like to make a donation, if you'd like to volunteer. And again, I'm Jasmine Barnes, and it was great to see you guys today.
All right. That sounds good. Thank you so much, Ms. Barnes, for tuning in.
The only thing is that when you end it, how do you actually post it on the page?
Right there. post for later. Hey.
This is my first live video.
Oh, you better get ready to do a lot of them so people know who you are.
so, Was that good for a first live performance?
You're doing great.
Or
It's,
well, not performance, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
like-
yeah, you're doing great. So don't worry
Okay.
about it. All right, y'all. So once again, that was Jasmine Barnes running for Ward 1 City Council. This is the first time on the radio, and y'all, I think she knocked it out of the park today. So y'all, she will be back she will be back to spend some time with us. But she, she gave her platform and everything was great. And that's it. And Ms. Bowman, back on that. That's it. Now Ms. Bowman off the mother's board and back in pulpit again.
Listen, the man came in with a check. I was trying to see if he's trying to get the man like he said he's trying to get the jam. I said, I thought you trying to bring me a check. I'm about to get up out the chair and find out what he was.
I was gonna jump over this desk.
So he said, I need to. I got a check. I said, okay.
Yes.
All right, you all. So we're back to our regular scheduled programming. So we'll end with our church announcement. So you all be mindful of the people that are running again for your seats. Make certain that you're vetting your candidates to make certain that you choose the right person. You all say you're sick and tired of what you're receiving. So definitely. Insanity is keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. So definitely want to change the narrative of insanity. Make certain again that you're vetting. Some wards won't have candidates. Should I say? Kenny Stolson, like he gonna hold it down again. Kenny say he gonna hold Ward 3 down.
That's it. Gonna be out there doing the Kenny shuffle. Y'all gotta check him out now.
But it's all fun and games. But we definitely want to say, make certain seriously that you are vetting your candidates for mayor. As of now, I see we have Delano Funches, James Hopkins, Lakeisha Cry, Albert Wilson, John Horn, Marcus Wallace, Ali Shamsuddin, Courtney Christopher Page, Tim Henderson, Zach Service, and Rodney Dupreece. Now, there may be some others that will be, because tomorrow's the last day, right?
That's a football team.
Okay, well, tomorrow is the last day. So definitely, we'll see. Next week, we'll definitely have a long line of candidates for Mayor Ward 1. We currently have Grace Green and Jasmine Barnes and the incumbent, correct? Ashby Foote.
Ashby Foote. I don't know if he's qualified, but he said he is running.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's
Ward
qualified.
2, we have Tina Clay, Bethany Williams, Sheriff. Ward 3, again, it's Kenneth I. Stokes. Ward 4 is Brian Brazil and Malcolm May. And Ward 5 is Vernon Hartley and Charles Alexander. Ward 6, Iman Thompson, Lee Scott, Brad Davis, Lee Bernard, Antonio Porter, Jonathan Cottrell, George Monroe, Daniel Walker. Ooh, it's a lot of people. Ward 7, Kevin Parkinson, Corinthian Sanders, Janice Adams, Quint Withers. That's Ward 7. Ooh, you wow. It's like back in school. You got to figure out which one be the best choice.
Our election commissioner is going to be busy. The municipal ones for Jackson going to be real busy with this election. So we have a lot of picking. So we need to make sure that we're picking the right person. That's going to really be crucial as to moving Jackson forward. Making sure we have the right people in office from the state level that we're able to, to work with, and that would be good stewards of the money that the state gives to the city.
And so you all, we have a final announcement. This Saturday is our last Shoe Dropping Friends Jackson mentorship program. Definitely make certain that you take your shoes, drop them off if you need me to pick them up. Facebook me, IG me, Snapchat, all of that good stuff, and I will pick up the books. I will pick up the shoes for you all so that we can definitely reach our goal. We're short 600 shoes. Our goal is 2,500. Ms. Willa Watson has done a remarkable job making certain that we're collecting the shoes for the needy families so that we can support our kids at Key Elementary. Key Elementary has our heart. I think Representative Nelson, Mr. Hobson going to do donuts for dads.
Donuts for dads.
Okay, so they're going to show up and represent tomorrow. Oh, and Sheriff Jones is going. Judge Kenny Lewis told me today he's a speaker.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
So listen, Judge, I know you refereeing tonight and calling the shots for Jackson State basketball game, but you will have an amen corner tomorrow. Representative Nelson bringing back some points.
That's it. Most definitely. It's good that we can go, and it's important for our kids to see people that look like them and see that there are other things, and other paths to take. So anytime I can go and spend some time with kids, definitely want to go out and do
everybody got a last minute invite you all. I found out last minute. I texted them, hey, can y'all go represent that? And all of them agreed. So kudos to each of you taking out your busy lives, married men, especially Mr. Hobson and Mr. Sheriff Jones, married and with children, and you having a busy schedule, you navigate your schedule for me. I love you so much.
I love you so much too. We'll be fighting later on, y'all.
Yeah, we will. But however you all, it has been a great Thursday. We're gonna get out of here. Representative Bo Brown is gonna come up next, and we will see you all next Thursday. We have some more guests. You all getting fired up before election time.
That's it. Y'all have a good one. We will see y'all next week on the Reliable Representation Talk Show. And you can take us on out of here. Let's get this one.